everyone. I think it's like week 9 on XOXO Vegan, and today in the US is Thanksgiving Day, which is an interesting holiday, if you want to call it that. Anyway, let's not get into like any political things. But anyway, something to keep in mind is that tomorrow is Black Friday, which is theoretically a huge shopping day of the year. I know a lot of you guys might be going out to try and get some sales bargains, and since it is pretty much shopping season for Christmas gifts, we wanted to give you guys a little laundry list of items to avoid if you want to do some compassionate shopping. Now, since today is kind of like a family-oriented day, I guess you could say, I have with me my fiance Cookie.
Hello.
And one of our dogs, Lucky Jack, who you will remember from the last video, because he's a furry face. Okay, so first we're going to start off with animal-derived item ingredients. Would it be ingredients in clothes? I don't know if it would be ingredients.
I don't know, really.
Animal-derived stuff that you need to avoid when shopping for, like, winter clothes, coats, scarves, mittens, if anyone even wears mittens, because you can't use your fingers, gloves, and things of that ilk. So, let's start. All right, you want to read the first? Okay.
Wool.
Wool, obviously, because the sheep need it more than we do, and if any of you guys want to enlighten yourselves on why wool is cruel, just do a Google image search for mule sling. That's M-U-L-E-S-L-I-N-G. And you'll see images of sheep with their butt skin cut off and open wounds. The purpose of that is to cut down on and eliminate fly bite, something to that effect. And it's standard in the industry and practiced without anesthetic. So that's why we want to avoid wool. The sheep need it, we don't.
Well, leather, obviously.
Obviously leather. It's cow's skin. There is a misconception that people think that leather is a byproduct of the meat industry, and that's not 100% true. Because we kill some cows for meat, and some cows for leather. You have calf skin, other kinds of leather, whatever. So, people are like, oh, I get leather because it's a byproduct, and it's just, leftover stuff. That's not 100% true. Just don't get it. It's someone else's skin. That's gross. We have our own skin. It's cool, right? So, yeah, no leather.
All the various furs.
Definitely. We don't want fur. Not only is it completely unnecessary nowadays, with so many synthetic options that are just as warm, cheaper, and obviously 100% more humane. The fur industry is archaic and abusive, and it is just founded on cruelty. I mean, you have mink and foxes that are kept cruelly confined. You have them anally electrocuted, and that's if they don't, die in their cage and are cannibalized by a cage mate. It's just a horrible industry, so we don't want to support it at all. No fur. That means no fur coats, no fur-lined items, no fur-trimmed items, nothing. Nothing.
Down?
Down, obviously. Feathers! Ducks, geese, whomever the feathers are taken from. And this is more an issue, I think, in comforters and in like heavy-duty winter jackets. You just don't need it. There are a lot of down alternatives. There's cottons. There's synthetic fibers. Just don't do the down. A lot of the down from animals or from birds is from food animals, and they are typically kept cruelly, and they're not always dead when they're plucked. So don't do down.
Silk. Okay,
silk is obviously it's from okay, silk is obviously from silkworms. The silkworms are murdered to get the silk. They are, let to live or whatever until they make the silk. Then they're pretty much cooked alive. So they kill the worms, but they get the silk. So silk is, even though people are like, oh, they're only silkworms, they're living beings. And, you don't want to kill them for your uses. You don't need to. Alright.
Mohair!
Mohair! I'm not really sure what mohair is. I didn't do very much research before getting my little list together, but I mean, it's someone's hair, right? Is a mohair like? It's like someone's hair, right? It's like an animal's hair.
I think so, yeah.
I always think it's mole hair, but I don't really think it's from moles.
Gross.
Yeah. Anyway, mohair. Just don't do it.
Shearing.
Okay, shearling,
Shearling.
which is usually a lining like in your Ugg boots, some of your coats, sometimes hats. It's the same basic. It's the same basic principle as wool. You don't want to support this cruel industry. And the shearlings, I don't even know if it's from like lambs or like a special kind of sheep or wool-bearing beast, but don't want to do it.
Suede.
Suede, same reason as leather. Okay, and I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna also include like alligator.
It's the dog.
Alligator, python, ostrich. You don't want to use anyone's skin. All right, you just don't need it. Just don't do it. It's that easy. Now, one other thing is that the holidays are coming up. People are going to be getting bath and beauty items for each other as gifts. So I have a small list of things to avoid if you want to give compassionately when it comes to bath and beauty. So.
Start with beeswax.
Beeswax, obviously I've talked about this before. You can look on an ingredient list. If it says synthetic beeswax, that should be fine. But if it just says beeswax, just don't do it. Bees are killed in the process. Bees make beeswax for themselves. We don't need it. We're just like stealing it from them. Not cool.
There's always honey.
Honey, for the same basic reason as beeswax, it's just their barf. They make honey for themselves as a food source and an energy source, and to keep their colony alive. And again, bees die in the producing of honey and the collection of honey. And to be honest, I mean, we're short on honeybees. We are short. He's eating. He has the remote. We're short on bees, and we need all the pollinating insects that we can get. And even if they're captive kept bees, just let them have their honey. I mean, you don't need it. Not needed.
Would you pronounce it lanolin?
Yes.
Well, there you go. I'm learning.
Lanolin, which is basically wool grease. Pretty gross. I think it's used as a binding agent. It might be used to give some items their consistency. Wool grease.
Glycerin?
Glycerin. Now, glycerin is a little tricky. Sometimes you can see on good ingredient lists, it'll say glycerin plant-derived or plant-derived glycerin. That's cool. Excellent. Buy that shit up. But if it just says glycerin, it could be of animal origin, and it's better to just avoid it at that point.
Gelatin.
Gelatin. Gross. Ground up hooves, entrails, skins, animals. Gelatin is just gnarly. It's disgusting. It's horrible and revolting, and it's in everything, as I think it might be a preservative. I don't know if it's considered a preservative or something that gives things like a consistency as like a binding agent. I know that Tic Tacs used to use glycerin, glycerin, jeez, I'm still on that. Tic Tacs used to use gelatin, now they use carnauba wax, which is plant-derived. So yeah, gelatin is just gnarly, it's gross. In fact, I'll put a link down in the down bar below to a photo of gelatin in the make, and you don't want it. So that's pretty much it. We're running up on 9 minutes, so I'm going to wrap this up. But that's just a short little list of things, and I'll also include that down in the information. Things to avoid if you want to be a compassionate gift giver this season, so keep that in mind. I also want to encourage everyone, for all of your gift buying and anything like that this holiday season, please consider supporting your local small businesses. It's a tough economy. They need all the help they can get. Also, people on Etsy and sites like Artfire that make things, sometimes it's for a living, sometimes it's a side job. Please consider giving them your business as well. It would mean a lot. Alright, so that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Okay? Bye!
Cheers.